Please stand for the invocation led by Dr. Robert Fraser, founder and president emeritus of ITP Sofia University.
Don't worry, I'll talk fast. As most of you know, Sofia University, from our founding, has been dedicated to exploring the interface of science and spirituality. Spirituality, religion, are like a river that flows throughout the globe. Different countries give it different names, but the reality is the same. And we're dedicated to exploring those truths that are the reality of spirituality and religion, not the form. There is a reality with a capital R underneath the apparent realities all around us. All traditions teach the same fundamental principles: truth, love, compassion, service, and lifelong self-development. So, we're here to remind ourselves of the fundamental reasons why this institution was founded and why it still exists. I'd like to open this convocation with a recitation of the opening surah of one of the great world scriptures, the Quran. And it's called the opener, that which opens the heart and the mind and the soul. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. I'm pretending I know Arabic. I don't. I can fake it, which I hope you all learned in the course of your education. In the name of the supreme reality, the mystery which we call God, the all-merciful and all-compassionate, praise be to that reality, creator of all, master of the day of judgment. You alone do we worship, and you alone do we ask for help. Guide us on the path of truth. Guide us on the path of all those who sincerely seek divine guidance. Keep us from the ignorance of those who reject truth, or from the part of us that rejects truth. Ameen, 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 bi hurmati Sayyid al-Mursalin. You may be seated.
You're all in the dark out there. If you come to ITP, you get an education that will bring you into the light. Good morning. I would like to welcome you to the 41st commencement of Sofia University. On behalf of all of the graduates today, I want to acknowledge parents, family, friends, for all of your love and support, as well as members of the Sofia faculty down here and up on this stage, for their guidance and their patience. My name is Dr. Mary Flett, and 19 years ago I was sitting in one of these seats. I was impatiently waiting for my name to be called off, sweating in a hot room, My friends and family surrounded, ignoring everybody who went before me, but because my last name begins with F, it was fairly quickly over for them. Today, I have a vague memory of that day, but am privileged to be standing here in front of you both as an alumna of this institution and as an evidence that there is life after ITP. I would like to note that in addition to this being the 41st commencement, that this ritual extends back actually to medieval Christian and Islamic traditions. So we are welcoming those who've completed their courses of study into the community of masters and scholars. This legacy both informs and sustains all of us who seek to know ourselves. In this spirit, today we will be awarding doctoral degrees in psychology, clinical psychology, transpersonal psychology, master's degrees in counseling psychology, transpersonal psychology, computer science, women's spirituality, as well as bachelor's degrees in psychology and liberal arts. If I may ask before we begin that you check your cell phones to make sure they're on vibrate or off completely. There is nothing more embarrassing than to have the ring go off while we are awarding these degrees. So thank you for that cooperation, and I would now like to ask Dr. Liz Lee to come to the podium. Please join me in welcoming her.
Good morning. Dear graduates, proud parents, sisters, brothers, close friends, our alumni, faculty, our staff, and also our trustees. It is truly a privilege for me to be with you on this remarkable and amazing day. I'm so excited. This is the first time I stand here and seeing all our students. Let me also take this opportunity to really thank our distinguished faculty members, our staff, and also our trustees for your outstanding effort in making this day happen. Today is all about you, the graduates. It marks one more step in your already successful story. It represents the culmination of your effort and investments toward achieving your academic, professional, and personal growth goals. Although you will come far, but this pinnacle is actually just a new beginning, one that will lead to even greater accomplishments and contributions. You will leave here today and embark on a journey to transform the world, making a positive impact on both those around you and the wider world by paying your knowledge forward and applying all that you learned and experienced. For some of you, the impact will be felt in the field of technology. In 2014, the visionary foresight of the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology, which embraces whole person education, came forward full force when Sofia University decided to bring technology together with the transpersonal psychology to provide a humanistic foundation for a new breed of students. That vision today is realized as the university achieved its very first milestone by graduating its very first cohort of computer science students. What does this mean? It means that as a data scientist, software designers, and the transformative computing and software engineers, you are empowered with the transpersonal values. The value of the qualities of mindfulness, discernment, compassion, and appreciation of differences. The value that Apple CEO Tim Cook felt are key elements that would guard against the people thinking like computers with no regard for the consequences. Tim said, I quote, "I'm not worried about artificial intelligence giving computers the ability to think like humans. I'm more concerned about people thinking like computers without value or compassion, without concern for consequences. That is what we need you to help us guard against. Because if science is a search in the darkness, then the humanities are a candle that shows us where we have been and the danger that lies ahead." As we all sense it, something bigger is going on. Technology is accelerating advances that are triggering a revolution in which human beings can do for one another. When society begins to worry about how AI will replace humans or how drones can be used to kill more people in war, a new Sofia breed of engineers, psychologists, and leaders is entering the marketplace that has the perspective to use these same technologies for good. Because of your time here, you have the power to impact others using cutting-edge technology in positive rather than harmful ways. You have been given the tools to make choices and decisions that move humanity forward in ways that compassionately promote human welfare and that support personal and community transformation. As Daniel Pink writes in his bestseller, A Whole New Mind, we are entering a whole new age. He calls it the conceptual age. World traits that set people apart today are going to come from our hearts as well as our heads. It's no longer just the logic, linear, rules-based thinking that matters. It's also empathy and joyfulness and purpose, inner traits that have transcendent worth. These qualities bloom when we are doing what we love and when we are involving the wholeness of ourselves in our work. This statement truly reflects the vision and the value of our education and the university and of you. Dear graduates, now is the time to bring your fullest self to the world. Nothing less will help set the stage for a world that is inclusive, supportive, and focused on fostering a sense of inner connectedness and unity for now and all future generations. I trust that you will represent the Sofia University with energy and pride, whether as our psychologists, counselors, coaches, business leaders, data scientists. We will all be looking to you to make changes. Thank you. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Sofia University's outstanding faculty is at the center of the education we offer. The women and men of the core faculty govern the academic programs, teach and advise students, guide the dissertations and theses, and serve the overall Sofia community in multiple ways. Our adjunct faculty offer specialized teaching in addition to applying transpersonal psychology, computer science, and business in various professions in society. We want to publicly honor and thank all of them today. I ask all of our faculty members to stand, and please let us give them thanks. You may be seated. Another guiding influence within Sofia University is our Board of Trustees. They have given generously of their support and assistance to President Lee as well as to the faculty. We're appreciative of their time and talent and acknowledge their leadership and support. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank Sofia's staff. Would all of the Sofia staff please stand? You have worked hard. You have worked hard to provide support to graduates, and as we all know, without you, this university would sputter, falter, and come to a grinding halt. So thank you, each and every one of you, for your service. Dr. Marilyn Schlitz, the chair of the Sofia Doctoral Program, will now introduce our guest speaker.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you. It's a pleasure to introduce our speaker for today. He's a friend, he's a colleague, he's an inspiration. He's someone who has taken the values of transpersonal psychology and wedded them to business, finding ways that he can bring his heart, his intuition, and his brilliance together in order to create amazing ways in which commerce travels the world. He was the founder of Men's Warehouse, building it from one store in Houston, Texas, to an empire worth billions in assets. But the thing that I think he will say he's most proud of is the opportunity he had to build a staff who adored him, who respected him, who felt very, very committed to these ideals that all of us are holding so close to our hearts. More recently, George has gone off to start a new venture with his ever-curious mind and ever-determined attitude. And it's now Generation Tux that is the bellwether of a new form of commerce, where instead of going into bricks and mortar stores, people are able to harness their desire for these celebratory events when you rent a tuxedo or rent a suit with the kind of love and overwhelming sense of passion for our families. And to do this using the internet and using a means of delivery that allows people to lessen the anxiety that comes when we're trying to prepare for major events. George is also an honorary PhD here at ITP, and this degree was given to him because of his amazing scholarship. George reads more than almost anyone I know, and reads prolifically all the time, and has in-depth analysis of every aspect of our humanities, of our science, of the frontiers that lie ahead. And so he's particularly appropriate to have as our commencement speaker this year. I welcome you, George Zimmer.
Thank you, Marilyn. You have no idea in the audience that Marilyn and I are like brother and sister. Had I been born a woman, I think I would have been born like Marilyn. Thank you, Dr. Lee, and for all of you here today. It's a great day for recognition, gratitude, and celebration. For those who are graduating, as well as your parents, family and friends, and the Sofia faculty and administration, congratulations to all of you. Today I want to share with you some of the insights that I've gained over the last 50 years that I wish I had understood when I attended Washington University in the 1960s. So let me get right to it. Let me start with the value of listening carefully with an open mind. You can gain knowledge and wisdom by paying attention and evaluating what others have to say, but only if you quiet your mind and free it from preconceptions. Only then can new ideas be viscerally and intellectually evaluated. I find this skill to be particularly important in today's polarizing times, where our leaders struggle to find common ground. When I graduated from college, our generation was rejecting many of the cultural values of the time with slogans like "question authority," "don't trust anyone over 30," and my personal favorite, "make love, not war." But we did not question our own values and thinking. And it took a while for us to realize that no generation has a monopoly on truth and wisdom. Just because we were right about Vietnam didn't give us the right to disrespect others' point of view. Here's a business example of this idea, the idea of the importance of being open to new ideas. In 1999, a district manager from our Seattle area suggested over dinner that we test the idea of renting tuxedos in his Seattle market. Despite objections and challenges and resistance from other executives, the risk-reward trade-off had enormous potential. If Men's Warehouse could successfully rent tuxedos inside its existing stores, it could be enormously profitable. So we ran a pilot test in the Seattle area, and it turned out to be a huge success. Now, I am no longer part of Men's Warehouse, but I have been able to start, as Marilyn said, an online tuxedo and suit rental company called Generation Tux, which proves that the old adage that there can be a silver lining to every dark cloud must be true. As most of you present today already know, there are other sources of wisdom and ways of knowing. Even back when I started Men's Warehouse, I always trusted my intuition. I always relied on my gut instincts, particularly when decisions were difficult to make. And the more I've listened to my intuitive voice, the stronger my trust in that voice has grown. My involvement with the Institute of Noetic Sciences over the last 20 years has reinforced my belief that being open to inner and outer knowing provides the best balance for both personal and career understandings. After the 9/11 tragedy, Men's Warehouse business dropped precipitously overnight, down 20%. My CFO recommended that we cut our expenses, starting with the $2 million that we were about to spend on our annual Christmas holiday parties, which were beginning 6 weeks after 9/11. My gut told me that employee morale was so low that we needed to view the crisis as an opportunity to come together at our parties and affirm our resolve to face the challenges together as a corporate family and as Americans. We traveled around the country, and at each holiday party, we displayed a large American flag that had been flown alongside the railroad route that took Abraham Lincoln's body home in 1865. It became obvious from the spirit generated that season that holding the parties was the right decision based on an intuitive hunch. Now I'd like to share some thoughts about leadership. I believe that leaders lead best by focusing downline, not upline, as is taught in fine universities. Being more concerned about helping the people they lead rather than impressing their supervisors is what I believe in. I've learned that leaders lead best by caring about the people they work with and helping them be successful. This leadership approach is sometimes referred to as servant leadership, an interesting juxtaposition of words. Servant leaders create win-win-win opportunities that benefit employees, customers, and of course, shareholders. At Men's Warehouse, we didn't just pay lip service to the words, we walked the talk and strived to live like servant leaders. Here's one way we demonstrated our commitment throughout the Men's Warehouse Corporation. Each year, we flew 3,000 store managers from around the country into Chaminade, Santa Cruz, California, in groups of 250 for 3 days of training. This was a very unusual training program for a national retail company because airfare alone cost in excess of $1 million. But additionally, key executives made in-person presentations instead of using videos, and they stayed around for dinner and socialized with the attendees after the training sessions ended. Employees had the opportunity to give feedback and raise questions and felt that their leaders respected their opinions and feelings. But the positive impact of servant leadership applies just as well for other workplaces. When you focus with your heart as well as your mind on the success of the people you serve, they will trust your authentic caring and be more open and committed to meeting the challenges they are facing. And you don't have to have a job title of manager or executive to become a servant leader. And it's not about money. My last thought relates to transforming shareholder capitalism, which is the way we practice capitalism in America. And for the record, I am proud to be a capitalist. For public companies, stock price and dividends are the criterion for success. Business decisions are made from that perspective. But I convinced our board of directors and executives, at least until I was dismissed, to make decisions by first considering their impact on our employees and customers. We changed the traditional shareholder capitalism model into a stakeholder capitalism model. All stakeholders had a seat at the table. We wanted to prove to our employees that they were as important as our bottom line. So how did we do this? Well, we created a corporate culture that led to our being named one of Fortune magazine's top 100 companies to work for 9 times. We made it important for our store teams to have fun at work, such as our National Pizza Day, when we had Domino's Pizza deliver 50,000 slices of pizza to our 1,200 stores and offices. In addition to the before-mentioned annual holiday parties, we held summer picnics for our employees and their families. We recognized outstanding employees by rewarding them with a week-long company-paid vacation to Hawaii for two. As I also mentioned earlier, we spent more of our budget on employee training and development than almost any other retailer. And last but not least, I personally gave out scholarships from my family foundation to children of our employees to the tune of about $10 million over 20 years. Because our employees felt that they were valued and respected, they made our customers' experience in the store unique, a special experience. This in turn made our business strong, and therefore our shareholders ultimately benefited. In closing, I want to recognize the fact that you are graduating in tumultuous times, not to mention probably being up to your eyeballs in student debt. But I look on the bright side. Things could be worse. When I graduated, it was just 2 weeks after the Kent State killings, where National Guard soldiers shot college students on campus. 3 weeks after I graduated, I was drafted for Vietnam. Just think, all you have to worry about is solving global warming and maybe a little international terrorism. As long as people see themselves as separate and distinct from each other, and entire countries feel the same separateness and anxiety, there will always be plenty of work for Sofia University graduates. The collaborative curriculum at this university has prepared you to be part of the solution. You already understand the wisdom inherent in heart-to-heart communication. It used to be called the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Never has this been more important than today. In my life, both personally and professionally, I've found that the Golden Rule is simple to understand, but sometimes difficult to follow. Whether things in my life have turned out good or bad, I carry with me a sense of contentment and pride because I am living my values. Live by your values, and you will experience similar feelings. I guarantee it. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much, George. Appreciate your words. I am looking here on my list. I have a list of names and activities that we have to accomplish between now and the end of today's celebration before you can get to the food. So let me see where I am at. All right. We are now going to have thoughts from two graduates of the master's program sharing their thoughts on our theme of moving humanity forward. We're first going to hear from Travis Gray of the Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology program, and then Jennifer McGrath from the Global Master of Arts in Transpersonal Psychology program. So Travis and Jennifer.
great feeling. I hope that everybody gets a chance to have a feeling like I'm feeling right now. Take it out. So who am I to tell you about moving humanity forward in just a few minutes? Well, today I'm becoming a master's student of counseling psychology. The human experience is the most exceptional form of existence on Mother Earth Gaia. How can that be anything but the truth? How can that be anything but the truth? Moving humanity forward starts with you. Humanity is enslaved by humanity. This world is enslaved by humanity. This world has given humanity everything that it has, that we have. The individual is representation of the big picture. Humanity needs you. This world needs humanity. The world has given you the gifts of life and the human experience. Give to this world the gift of your full expression. Do not deny this world the gift of your full expression. Let freedom be your motivation. Freedom for the world, freedom for humanity, freedom for yourself. Contact the depths of who you are. Find the language of your full expression and communicate your truth. Articulate your being. Answer your call. Deliver yourself to the world. You can do this through arts, through business, through computer science. I do this through transpersonal psychology. Transpersonal psychology is the study and cultivation of human transformation. It is a holistic science, meaning that this is the study of investment into the whole person, body, mind, soul. To transform into fully expressed being will take all of you. It will take everything that you are, body, mind, soul. There is no feeling like it. This feeling that I had on the stage, there's no feeling like it. You will endure storms. You will overcome the internal and external dragons. Your personal legend is to become transparent and to shine forth the light within. Allow everything you are to manifest and bless this earth. Everyone will win. Your family, your friends. This is moving humanity forward. This is the movement. Thank you. Our next speaker is Jennifer McGrath.
Thank you, Travis. Distinguished guests, faculty, families, friends, fellow graduates, good morning. I'm honored and humbled to address you on behalf of the Global Master's Program in Transpersonal Psychology. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our loved ones, our parents, our partners, our siblings, extended families, and friends, who have truly encouraged and supported us in our journey. My deepest appreciation to Nancy Rowe and the academic faculty. Your expertise, insight, and wise counsel was always heartfelt and empowering. It has been a privilege to feel the Sofia love and embrace. A sincere thank you. And to my beautiful cohort souls I have met on this journey, you have all lifted my spirits in ways so special. May your journeys always be filled with warmth and light. and richest blessings. Reflecting on this journey, we might ask ourselves, how did we end up here today? There's a strong likelihood that when we began this journey, we may all have wanted to seek wholeness in our lives, or be able to dive deeper into self and connect more with the wisdom of our body, or to reflect on the meaning of spirituality in our lives, or to learn how to work with the many parts of our personalities, whether it's our shadow self or our inner critic, or to find a way to just reconnect with nature. Regardless of how these passions emerged, we're here today at least partly because at some point in our lives we made a conscious decision to move forward and embark on a journey of deep transformational growth. In thinking about this year's commencement theme, Moving Humanity Forward, I truly believe that in today's world, to move forward and be architects of change, we can't just accrue knowledge. We need to innovate and revolutionize. We can't just follow. We need to lead from our heart. We can't just feel empathy. We must serve with compassion. This program has taught us that each of us has a unique voice, and we must unapologetically move forward and unfold our own myth. We can each do our part to awaken in solidarity to move humanity forward, because we are filled not only with intuition and lived experiences, but we have also learned that deep down we have a remarkable capacity to serve with grace and love. We can be like spiritual warriors and advance with a fearless passion and a courageous heart to be the best we can be, with a kind of intelligence that truly matters, that which illuminates from within, our true self. As Sufi mystic, poet, and scholar Rumi stated, travel from yourself, inside yourself. From such a journey, earth becomes pure gold. As we have experienced with this program, one way to move humanity forward is to commit to a cause bigger than self. In my own journey as a social services advocate and a founder of a nonprofit organization, I have learned that being of service to others is to truly understand the deeper meaning of transpersonal will. Answer the call of your heart and live out your authentic relationships with others, with the community, and with the world. After all, we are all members of the same tribe. We are connected to each other. If we can learn to give unconditional love beyond words, beyond self, beyond ego, if we can allow our heart to guide us, to serve and have compassion for every soul, humanity can soar forward. As civil rights leader Dr. King Jr. said, you only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. All of us will use our gifts that we have nurtured and nourished in these programs in one form or the other during the next step in our journeys. Yes, we will be challenged and experience fear as it relates to transition and change and new beginnings. But as inspirational author Marianne Williamson beautifully reminds us, our deepest fear is that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? So in closing, I would just like to share that this program has taught us that the advancement of humanity begins with you, with me. So I humbly request, let us accept the responsibility to move beyond our limited conceptual judging mind and become compassionate, empathetic souls. Let us be responsive to the people and world around us in a way that's heartfelt and pure. Let us be a blessing, be a friend. Let us be led by the tenderness in our hearts. In speaking our truth and in dreaming new ways, we can bring peace, goodwill, and harmony, and be part of creating that ripple on the waves of humanity's evolution. Thank you.
We're now now going to enjoy a musical interlude of demonstration of taiko drumming with two delightfully talented drummers. Enjoy. To the core curriculum, Sofia University offers concentrations, specializations, and certificates in specialty areas where master's and doctoral students can further their studies. These areas include creative expression, spiritual psychology, transpersonal studies, transpersonal eco-psychology, transformative life coaching, data science, unmanned aircraft systems, woo! And software design. 15 graduates today are receiving degrees and have also completed requirements for special certificates. In addition, we have 5 students receiving certificates this year who could not attend the ceremony today. All of these individuals are noted in your program. Would the individuals receiving certificates please stand? Thank you. Keep standing here. At Sofia, we have a bachelor completion program for Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Liberal Studies. We have 1 student graduating with his Bachelor of Arts degree in Liberal Arts. Unfortunately, he is not able to join us today. Dr. Barbara Hecker will assist with the awarding of the degrees, and will Sarah Melissa Aquino Mascato please stand and come forward. Sarah is receiving this degree with academic honors. Students receiving the Global Master of Transpersonal Psychology have completed at least 45 units of master's level studies in transpersonal theory and practice. 23 students are receiving this degree and 16 are present today. Dr. Robert Wood, faculty member in the Global Master's Program, is going to assist in the awarding of the degrees. If you wouldn't mind, and I know this is an impossible request, that you hold your applause until after the conferring of all the degrees, we'd appreciate that. Dr. Wood?
Thank you. Would those students receiving this degree please come forward as your name is called? Jenny Beatty. Caitlin Leigh Flugie. Deanna Lynn Guardiola. Deborah Michelle Halpern. Dawn Harward. Victoria Klimenko. Aaron Kress. Jeannie Masterson. Davy Prim. Juan Carlos Piñero. Jennifer McGrath. Frances Marie Riley. Elvin Stephen Rogers. Christopher Jelani Shell. Joanne Smith. Sheila M. Williams.
Students in the Master of Arts in Women's Spirituality spend 2 years with a curriculum that helps explore women's roles in prehistory and history, spiritual and religious leadership, women's work in healing and creating positive social change, as well as the ritual, literary, social, and artistic contributions that women have made. Graduates complete a 60-hour community service practicum intended to enrich the thesis research work and model a spiritually grounded approach to scholarship and social change. Then they write a master's thesis. This year's graduate from the Master of Arts in Women's Spirituality is unfortunately unable to be with us today, but she deserves a round of applause, don't you think? Sofia University also offers a residential Master of Arts in Transpersonal Psychology. The students receiving this degree have completed at least 45 units of coursework integrating graduate work and personal exploration while embracing the breadth and depth of transpersonal psychology. This year's graduate from the residential Master of Arts in Transpersonal Psychology is also unfortunately unable to be with us. Sofia University offers a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology with 2 modes of delivery: full-time daytime and low residency. Jennifer Crane, who chairs this program, will assist in awarding the degree. The graduates receiving a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology have completed 90 units of coursework in integrating graduate studies in clinical and transpersonal psychology. These graduates have fulfilled the California state academic requirements for licensure as marriage and family counselors. This year there are 20 graduates and 14 are present today. Again, if I can have all 14 of you stand and begin to make your way up here. Please hold your applause until after the degrees have been confirmed.
Pierre Araman. Mr. Travis Gray. Benedictson. Giselle Margaret De Silva. Elizabeth Ham Green. Shilpa Jingen. Jessica J. Johnson. Dayal Khalsa. Vindio Pombo. Rena Robinson Steiner. and/or Sofia. Mark Stone.
As a footnote, I was a graduate of that program many years ago myself, and I just want to acknowledge the amount of work that goes into completing a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology. So congratulations, graduates. Sophia University is excited to graduate the first class of the Master of Science in Computer Science program today. Yes. Students in this program are provided with a broad background in software development and other core disciplines of computer science. The program also gives them the opportunity to further their knowledge in foundational and applied topics. We are proud that our students learn technological skills along with humanistic values. Dr. Barbara Hecker will be assisting with the awarding of these degrees. Graduates receiving a Master of Science in Computer Science have completed at least 48 units of coursework in the areas of data science, software engineering, unmanned aircraft systems, all balanced through the integration of transpersonal psychology. 13 students are receiving this degree today, and 7 are present. Please hold your applause until after the conferring of the degree, and with the 7, please come on up.
Rosalie T. Cook. Mahesh Pundragupta. Harish Muvala. Mayur Patel. Satya Ranga. Wee Jung.
It was my delight to have been mentored and taught by Professor Jill Mellick, in whose name the next award will be presented. Jill recently emailed me and asked that I share the following with you in regard to the Creative Expression program. These are her words. The Creative Expression program is thriving. While it was my privilege to receive the actual literal dream that resulted in my founding and developing the program, I am even more delighted that it is thriving decades later, independent of its founder and fine ancestors. That it thrives is testimony to the generative power of creativity in us each, testimony to its unique expression in us each, testimony to those who are working with its power for spiritual healing and growth, especially in the service of others. As have Micah Linton, Diane Meyer, and Elisa Ciscioli. I hope I pronounced that name. Congratulations to them each. I rejoice in the role they will continue to play as leaders in this field. And now please join me in welcoming Susan O'Connell, the Director of the Creative Expression at Sofia, who will be presenting the 2017 Jill Mellick Award winners.
I'm delighted to be here with all of you today. Congratulations, graduates. Very well done. We can go ahead and start the slideshow. I think I'm just waiting for the slideshow to start. Thank you. Today, I'd like to introduce to you very briefly the 3 recipients of the 2017 Jill Mellick Creative Expression Award offered by Sofia University. Now, this award was created in honor of Professor Emerita Jill Mellick, who holds a doctorate in clinical psychology and is also a licensed clinician. Dr. Mellick founded the creativity program at the Institute of Transpersonal Psychology, and her inspiring coursework and philosophy are woven into Sofia's curriculum today. Dr. Mellick is also a gifted professional artist, a published author and poet, therapist and educator whose inspiring curriculum is woven into Sofia's curriculum today, and she's had a great deal of influence in the fields of transpersonal and Jungian psychology. To be considered for the Jill Mellick Award, a Sofia student or alumni must have demonstrated an outstanding contribution to the field of creative expression and or creative process, and in this way moving humanity forward. Some examples of outstanding contribution could be educational excellence, research, transpersonal development, cultural outreach, for example. Now, what's really exciting about our 3 recipients this year is they each use creative expression in quite diverse ways in their professional application, and across this wide spectrum too. So what I'd like to do is introduce the names to you, and you've kind of seen the slideshow a little bit, but I'll introduce the names to you. There's Micah Linton, Elisa Shisholi, and Diane Lucille Meyer. And now I'd like to tell you a little bit more about each of them with some accompanying slides. We'll start with Micah Linton. Mike is a 2015 alumni of Sofia University's Global Program. He earned a Master of Transpersonal Psychology degree with a specialization in creativity and innovation. Currently, he's enrolled in a doctoral program for clinical psychology, and his bachelor's degree was in fine arts. Now, Micah is a gifted professional artist, a published scholar, and a transpersonal scholar. He's a creative expression educator, innovator, and facilitator. He's created children's toys and art, and he's also written stories for children's books, graphic novels, and video games. What's exciting about his video games is they both invite imagination and engage problem-solving skills. The next 2 slides will show you a sample of some of Micah's own creative expression, and we'll see an example here. In conjunction with UCLA's Creative Minds Project, Micah founded the Arts and Healing Program at Safe Place Harbor for Youth. This is a drop-in center for homeless youth in Venice, California. Here, Micah facilitates growth and healing by offering modalities ranging from yoga and meditation to mandala making and 3D printing for homeless youth aged 12 to 25. Micah, with a great deal of gratitude for you, for your generous and outstanding contributions to the field of creative expression and creative process. Now, the next recipient of the Jill Mellick Creative Expression Award is Diane Lucille Meyer. Diane earned a PhD at Sofia University. She's a 2013 alumni, and she has a focus in transpersonal psychology. She also earned a creative expression certificate at the doctoral level, and she holds a counseling degree. Our beloved Dorit Netzer, PhD, has this to say about Diane, and I'm going to paraphrase. She writes, "I rate Diane's contribution to the field of creative expression at the highest marks, 10, for the full range of contribution. She not only has 4 decades of studio discipline as a painter, but she is also engaged in the creative design of educational coursework for transpersonal development. In her healthcare work, Diane has developed programs to encourage more creative expression in an environment of rigid regulations, and that's quite an accomplishment. Diane, here's an example of two of Diane's creative expressions. Diane is a gifted professional artist. She's a published author, a transpersonal scholar. She's also a fine arts educator and a creative expression educator. She's a curriculum designer, a healthcare administrator, and educator. She brings awareness of the sacred to her work. With deep gratitude to you, Diane, for your outstanding contributions to the field of creative expression and creative process. And our final recipient of the Jill Melick Creative Expression Award is Elisa Shisholi. Elisa is a 2014 alumna of Sofia University's Global Program. She earned a Master of Transpersonal Psychology with a Creativity and Innovation specialization. Her bachelor's degree was in music education and vocal performance. Now, Elisa is a singer, songwriter, musician, and founder of the band Solstice. She's a performance artist and creative expression educator. She's also the founder and educator of the Music for Social Change program, which offers music, movement, and mindful lessons to children in schools. In 2017, Elisa's students made a professional recording of her original song, Connect to the Core, and that video will be released in 2017. Now, Elisa does a lot of creative educational outreach, and in the next slide, we'll see an example of some of her marketing materials. On the left, you'll notice her Freeing Your Voice workshop flyer, and on the right, you'll see her Red Sky album cover, and this album has been released. In 2006, Elisa launched her Joy of Group Singing workshop and class for adults. She continues to design and teach other uplifting singing classes, including the joy of improvisational singing. With a great deal of gratitude to you, Elisa, for your outstanding and joyful contributions to the field of creative expression and creative process. Now, this was a very short talk about three very gifted people, and I'd really like you to join me in offering deep gratitude to Jill Melick. Thank you, Jill. I know you're watching. And also to the congratulations to the recipients of the Jill Melick Creative Expression Award, Micah Linton, Diane Meyer, and Elisa Shisholi.
The doctorate is the highest academic degree a school can award. It is an outstanding accomplishment. Through their studies and dissertation research, the graduates we now honor have made a contribution to the field of transpersonal psychology, and we look to them happily to continue to advance this field. Sofia University offers 3 doctoral degrees, a PhD in psychology with a concentration in transpersonal psychology, accomplished through coursework completed in the Global Program, a residential PhD in transpersonal psychology, accomplished through attendance at classes in person at this campus in Palo Alto, and a Doctor of Psychology, a PsyD, also accomplished through attendance in person here on campus. During their PhD studies, students who have completed the appropriate requirements can receive an interim master's degree. Students receiving an interim Master of Arts in Transpersonal Psychology this year have completed the required coursework integrating graduate work and personal exploration, embracing the breadth and depth of transpersonal psychology. This year, 3 doctoral students are receiving interim Master of Arts in Transpersonal Psychology. We are saddened that they cannot join us today. 4 students have completed the requirements for a global Doctor of Philosophy and Psychology with a concentration in transpersonal psychology, and all 4 of them are here in attendance today. 5 students have completed the coursework for residential Doctor of Philosophy and Transpersonal Psychology 4 of whom are with us today. 2 students are receiving the Residential Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology, and 1 is present. Finally, 1 student has completed coursework required for the PsyD program. Unfortunately, she is also not able to join us. So this is what y'all came for, right? As part of the ceremony, Dr. Marilyn Schlitz, the chair of the Sofia Residential and Global Doctoral Programs, Dr. John Elfers, Dr. Robert Frazier, and Dr. Fred Luskin, chair of the PsyD program, will hood the candidates. Professors, I ask you to come forward and prepare to hood your students. Now, hooding has multiple meanings, especially in today's political world. But what we are talking about is a tradition that dates back to the 12th or 13th century Europe. It is a mark of distinction and acknowledges that the wearer has transitioned from student to teacher. During the hooding ceremony, I'll read the graduate dissertation title along with the names of the committee members. So please hold your applause until after the hooding of each graduate. On behalf of the Global Doctoral Program, I call Shay Clark to come forward to be hooded by Dr. John Elfers, the chair of the Dissertation Committee. The title of Shay's dissertation is Transformational Lived Experiences of Mindful Eating, a Heuristic Study. Her committee members include Cynthia Pezzolesi, Chandra Alexander, and her committee was chaired by Dr. John Elfers. On behalf of the Global Doctoral Program, I now call Pamela Daly Poston to come forward and be hooded by Dr. Schlitz. Pamela's dissertation is entitled Change of Heart, an Integral Inquiry into Prenatal Depression, Heart Math and Transformation. Her committee members include Marty Glenn, Stephen Schmitz, and her committee was chaired by Dr. Robert Morgan. On behalf of the Global Doctoral Program, I now call Katrina Michelle to come forward to be hooded by Dr. Marilyn Schlitz.
Woo! Yeah, Katrina!
The title of Katrina's dissertation is Exploring Resistance to Spiritual Emergence, a Heuristic Inquiry. Her committee members are Janice Holden, Bob Schmidt, and her committee was chaired by Ryan Rominger. On behalf of the Global Doctoral Program, I now call Lakeisha Chantel Hudson to come forward and be hooded by Dr. Marilyn Schlitz. The title of Lakeisha's dissertation is The Cyclical Gardening Process and Connection. Her committee members include Nancy Rowe, Tina Amarock, and Renee Snow was her chair. On behalf of the Residential Doctoral Program, I now call Andrew S. Rivadavia to come forward to be hooded by Dr. Marilyn Schlitz. Andrew's dissertation was entitled Curiosity Made the Cat Come Alive, Integrating the Value of Curiosity. His members of his committee were Dr. Simon Dupont, Dr. Arthur Giacalone, and his committee was chaired by Dr. Gabriela Mihalache. On behalf of the Residential Doctoral Program, I now call Marie Grace Brooke to come forward to be hooded by Dr. Marilyn Schlitz. The title of Marie's dissertation is Recovering Balance After the Big Leap, Overcoming Challenges and Integrating Spiritually Transformative Experiences, STEs. Her committee members were Ryan Rominger, Janice Holden, and her committee was chaired by Dr. David Lukoff. behalf of the residential doctoral program, I now call Farina Chenoy to come forward. She will be hooded by Dr. Marilyn Schlitz. The title of Farina's dissertation is Re-Envisioning Perfectionism, a path from compulsive perfectionism to conscious perfectionism. Her committee members were Gabriela Mihalache, Ruth Judy, and John Aston was her chair. On behalf of the residential doctoral program, I now call Adam Muir-Heifetz to come forward and be hooded by Dr. Robert Fraser. The title of Adam's dissertation is Alone in the Wilderness, an intuitive inquiry into lived experiences of prolonged solitude in wild natural settings. His committee members were Barbara Tedlock, Ilka List, and his committee was chaired by Nancy Rowe. On behalf of the residential clinical program, early PhD with clinical track degree, I now call Duncan Andrew Riak to come forward and be hooded by Dr. Fred Luskin. The title of Duncan's dissertation is Tapping into Happiness, a pilot study on improving psychological well-being through vibrational stimulation of acupuncture points. Committee members were Fred Gallo, Dawson Church, and Dr. Fred Luskin was his chair. On behalf of the residential doctoral program, I now call Nauman Malik to receive the decree on behalf of his wife, Dana Al-Shirawi, who unfortunately passed away. Dana's dissertation was entitled Meditating for the Win, a qualitative study of the experience of competitiveness in American practitioners of Buddhist meditation. Her committee members were John Aston, Mark Gonerman, and her committee chair was Myrtle Heery.
Congratulations on behalf of Dana to all her fellow graduates today. 3.5 minutes. Grace and graciousness, that was Dana Al-Shirawi, my wife. Sadly and untimely passed on March 6th this year. She had completed the requirements for her PhD just 3 months prior. Her dissertation, a labor of love she called El Azima, or the determined and resolute, was the exploration of the personal power of Bahraini Muslim women. Her thesis advisor, Dr. Jenny Wade, and her committee members, Dr. Myrtle Heery and Dr. Dwight Judy, considered it an original, compelling, and significant work. Dana's key findings showed that Bahraini women leaders with personal power had childhoods that included supportive parents, particularly fathers, who prioritized education, encouraged higher education, and supported their career decisions. Self-awareness, high personal competency, sense of duty to service, Islam, and spirituality were key personal power characteristics in these amazing women. Dana, herself a Bahraini Muslim woman, doing assiduous and meticulous doctoral work, it is my belief, has now joined their ranks. Bahrain, for those who may not know, is a small nation in the Persian Gulf. It is an archipelago of 33 islands neighboring Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. Although it is tiny in size and population, just 1.3 million people, Bahrain has a rich history, a place of many civilizations. Before the discovery of oil, Bahrain was a famous hub for trade and commerce, and known for its pearl industry. Today, it has well-developed banking and tourism sectors, and has a high human development index. Although she lived in Palo Alto for 10 years, Donna always kept Bahrain close to her heart. Her PhD thesis was a gift to her country. Donna arrived to study transpersonal psychology, specifically, at the Institute for Transpersonal Psychology in the fall of 2006, moving halfway around the world to Palo Alto. ITP and Palo Alto, places she fell in love with very quickly. Along the way, she also developed a love for and became a certified teacher in the Enneagram. She absolutely loved doing the Enneagram on the people in her life. She was a 9, the mediator, the peacemaker. She was also a Reiki master teacher. In a previous life, Donna earned her bachelor's degree from Duke University, majoring in biology and political science. Donna lived a life of kindness, generosity, and unflinching hospitality. She loved hosting dinners for her friends. She was a foodie, at home and in heaven in the Bay Area. Evia in Palo Alto was her all-time favorite restaurant. In fact, we first met at a meetup called the Palo Alto Fine Dining Club. She also enjoyed traveling and exploring, going to Burning Man twice with me. It's heartbreaking to think that such a young, thoughtful, and beloved person has left us so soon. Yet, Donna has only left us in physical form. Her spirit is ever present, as well as her academic achievements, which will always be there to guide any person seeking knowledge. Her dear friends and classmates, Megan and Asma, and her loving neighbors, Tom and Joan, are here with me today, watching, and in person. Donna's mother in Bahrain, and her 5 loving sisters in 3 countries send their love, blessings, and congratulations. Donna, your late father is so proud of you today. I am so proud of Dr. Donna Al-Shirawi, PhD, El-Azima. I hope Sofia, the goddess of wisdom, is beaming too. Thank you.
Sit down. I just want to announce we are committed to keeping Donna's memory alive at Sofia, thanks to a generous gift from her husband, Nauman. We've established the Donna Al-Shirawi Fund for supporting transpersonal research, alumni development, and a series of other projects at the school. So any of you that knew Donna and would like to contribute, talk to me after.
Well, you made it. You are joining a community of scholars and clinicians trained by some of the best minds and hearts and souls in the world. It is a community that keeps searching for itself and in service of others. You are receiving a legacy, and you are well worth receiving it as you go forward in this world. As we have been touched, so may you touch others. We hope that this experience and this ceremony has been a true honoring of who you have become during your studies at Sofia and the work that you produced We congratulate you and thank you for all that you brought to this university and for all that you will bring to the world. On behalf of the graduates and everyone here, I would like to thank all those who helped prepare this ceremony and reception. And the good news is refreshments are waiting for you just outside this room. Oops. I got so excited, I forgot that you guys need to have this degree conferred on you. Dr. Lee, come and confer.
Yes, we are so excited. Are you ready, class of 2017? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I officially confer upon you the degree for which you are qualified, with all the rights, the responsibilities, and the privileges. Yes, you did it! Congratulations!
The ceiling's somewhat low, but you can throw your hats if you want. All right. Let's have a big round of applause for these graduates. In the spirit of community and open-heartedness, we invite you to join us for a reception, meet the graduates in the lobby outside. Please drive carefully as you go home. Be cautious and open-hearted and loving. The ceremony has ended. Let the celebration continue.